going back to this bear thing. So 60, 50, 30, 50. The male population of the U.S. is it's a bit over 160 million. You said 60%, we'll just say it's 80 million men, 90 million men. Are you prepared to say that 90 million men that currently live in the United States, if given the opportunity, would be inclined to either murder or essay a woman in this forest bear situation?
In this forest?
In the forest.
Yeah.
There's no one around.
I'd still say so, yeah.
90 million men. Okay. What do you think? You said 50%. You think it's 80 million men?
I mean, I definitely misunderstood the question first, but like, if you were on a plane of survival, I think you would probably team up and try and survive more. But then, yeah, I mean, eventually, once you are surviving and thriving, probably you would so more than 50%, the guy would essay you. Once we're thriving and not having to survive and being in survival mode, yeah, I think so.
What percentage? 50%?
Yeah.
50-50? Okay. You said 30, if I recall. So what would 30% be? Like 50 million men in the United States would be inclined to do this?
Like maybe. I don't know.
50 million men. Okay. What about you, Macy? You said 50. So you prepared to say that 80 million men in the United States would be inclined to murder or?
I probably would lower my percentage to probably like 30%, but still, if it was me versus a man and a bear, I would still pick the bear.
So 50 million men in the United States would be inclined to murder or essay a woman. Okay. It's interesting. Well, how could it be then all of you are just not totally biased against men if this is the case?
Because there are also 50% of men who are so good out there.
We're not just totally delusionally sitting here saying, oh, we hate all men.
Yeah,
No.
but I mean, you're leaning towards the majority of men. I mean, 60%, she's saying the majority of men.
Why do you think dads always tell their daughters, watch out for men? Why do you think so? Because they've seen it all, right? There's such a high percentage of girls or women who, I don't know, men do something to them.
I mean,
moms give the same warning, but I think
I
it's
know
sort
for
of
me
this
it is.
general stranger danger thing that
How
exists.
come they don't say that about women?
Okay, but that's the thing is most people who are most of the time it's not a stranger. For me, it wasn't a stranger. It was someone who had known me since I was 15.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And that
It's more
wasn't
likely
even my
to be
first
somebody
experience
you know.
ever.
It's more likely to be
It's
somebody
always
you know.
repeatedly been someone I knew.
Yeah. But in any case, I mean, it's still not really.
And that'll completely rock your world. Like, you're asking why, but like, you have to actually look in it on depth. When someone goes through something like that, so traumatizing, with someone that they did know and that they trusted, I mean, it rocks your world. You sit there and you question whether or not anything was even real.
Yeah, essay is bad. That's not really
It leaves you feeling insane and
that's
with
not
like
the
real
conversation
trauma.
at hand, though.
Okay, but you're asking why? Trauma.
Okay. But again, so you said your parents tell you that be wary of men. Mm-hmm. Okay, they tell you that. But I mean, so it still ultimately comes down to you that your assessment is that 60% of men you feel would be inclined to murder or essay women.
200
dubious,
Dakirapyrus
but-
29 donated $200. This panel seems to have trolls and it's annoying, but I love your pod, so I still want to give support.
Thank you, man.
They are saying half the men in the room would essay. The girl next to
Essentially.
Brian has a very high IQ toe.
Toe.
Thank you.
She's got an IQ toe. All right, thank you, bro. Epirus, 200 AK Epirus. Thank you for the TTS, man. Really appreciate it. I think this is our first time seeing you. Thank you for your first TTS, man. Thank you. I just think it's crazy that you think like that many men. You're throwing like huge swaths of the population under the bus. Nick, do you have that meme, the Kyle meme? You got the Kyle meme? That's crazy. Y'all crazy for that one.
Do you guys
crazy.
So you're saying
Wait, hold on. Let's react to this meme really quick.
call me crazy one
Hold
more
on.
time. Literally.
Up to 9 feet tall, up to 1,300 pounds, claws, bite force 1,200. Kyle, 5'10", 170 pounds, project
Said hi to you
engineer.
at the gym.
Said hi to you at the gym. This is essentially that. Wait, so go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good.
No, you were about to. I was saying that's crazy, and then you got all. Say
Well,
that one more
yeah.
time. Say it to
No,
my face.
literally, because I literally just sat here and told you how my experiences have led me to feel about men, and how I told you how I felt literally insane. Literally insane.
So you're insane.
And questioning whether. No, I'm not insane.
No, you
because
said
I've
you
done a
feel
lot
insane.
of healing. I said I felt insane.
Do you think insane people have good grasp of statistics and likelihood and probabilities?
No, I'm sure they probably don't, or they could, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you just
a lot of
conceded
it
you were
probably has
insane.
to do with trauma. I said I felt like I was insane
okay.
because of everything that I have
Yeah.
been through.
Sure, bad things happen to people. Totally get
Yes,
it.
Just-
and I've moved on. I'm not saying that they're still present in my life. I've moved on.
But,
It's
like-
It doesn't
good.
sound like you have because you're holding it against men. And just
No,
because you
I'm
had
not
trauma
holding it
doesn't
against
mean
all
that you
men.
can justify.
Whoa, babe. Let's back up. I'm not holding it against all men. I never said all men. I said about 50%.
That's a majority of men.
It's half.
That's half. It's not a majority. It's half.
50%,
But again,
0.5%.
because of my personal experiences, where someone I knew who knew and trusted to protect me, especially as a child,
Right.
failed to do that.
Lol Paladins donated $200. I also agree this panel is the absolute worst. 60% of women are child, and I can just say that because I feel that. Her logic.
Well, that's the point that I was getting at. It sounds like you're
I'm not
holding
saying
on
they're
to
child
trauma.
abusers.
No, he's saying that all women are doing that.
Oh.
It's an example that he gave.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that at all. I was definitely.
Good to see in the chat, Lol Paladins. That's his. He has a sound.
That's
He gets like a sound.
That's
Oh, because he's just like a regular.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Did you?
Well, I was just saying, just because something horrible happened to you, and I'm sorry that happened to
Repeatedly?
you repeatedly with, I'm assuming, different people, it sounds like you're holding on to that drama as a means to justify your bias towards men
Mistrust.
in general.
I'm not. Don't say bias. Mistrust. And it's
Okay.
not just mistrust of men. It's mistrust of all people. Because literally, like, I hold those who are close to me so close and dear, because, like, looking at you guys, I don't know who any of you people are. I wouldn't trust you for anything. No offense. I mean, it's just because I don't know you.
Do you think that that's an unhealed part of you that's going to challenge you in your
No, I
relationships?
think that's a survival instinct. I think that's what's keeping me from getting hurt repeatedly and making maybe the same mistakes that
So-
I did make that got me hurt in the first place.
As an older woman than you, I look at you and I see a lot of pain. I come from an abusive household. I hold a lifelong restraining order against my father. I have every reason in the world to despise men, to feel unsafe in their presence, to totally reject them and not want to be around them. But I worked through that trauma and I healed from it. And I'm able to sit here and look you in the eye and tell you, I need a man. I'm so much safer in this world with a
I
man.
never said I didn't need a man.
Right,
Why
but
do you need a man to feel safe? Because of who?
life is so much easier with a man by your side.
Why?
Agree. Who said I wanted life to be easy?
What?
Well, then you're picking your poison there with that.
Yeah, but life can be
You're-
easy
you're-
just me being on my own as well.
You're choosing a very challenging
I don't
path
have to have
go
a man
down.
to make my life easy. It would be easy
Okay,
what?
then
Like,
don't sit here and complain that you want this man to take you seriously then.
what man?
The one
The
that
one
you
you're with.
described earlier in the podcast, when you were saying, oh, I wish that we could be exclusive, and now you're backpedaling and you're like, oh, well, if that's challenging, that's okay. You're doubling down on your argument is what's happening because you don't
I'm
want to be
not.
embarrassed.
I'm really not. No, because the way I see it with a guy, you have no one to compete with but me. I love my free time. I love the shit that I do in my personal life. I wouldn't give that up for, someone unless they were really good. You got to sit here and prove to me that I should give that up.
Give what up? Your hobbies? Who's asking you to do that?
My hobby is whatever I'm doing.
How is that relevant?
What do you mean, how is that relevant?
Oh, what man is asking you to give up your hobby? I don't know why that was brought up.
Okay, well, that's the thing is, like, in the past, I've had men who have been like, oh, you need to set aside time, which is fine. I don't mind setting aside time. But then they would venture into like, okay, well, maybe don't do this so you can set aside time. No, I'm not going to give up on my training just to set aside time for you. I have things in my life that I would like to accomplish.
But what if he helps you accomplish those?